Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're digging into a stack of sources that describe a truly unnerving real-life case. Happened in the quiet backwoods of Mississippi. It's a story that started with this really chilling phone call, and it led authorities to, well, something far more horrific than they could have imagined. We're here to unpack what these reports really tell us.
That's right. And this isn't, some fictional plot line. It's a detailed account pulled from these sources about unexplained deaths, whispers of dark rituals, stuff that was buried for years.
Yeah.
So our mission today really is to pull out the key insights from these reports, help you understand how this quiet town became the center of something so awful.
The sources point to an underground cult. They claim to practice ancient magic, but it sounds like, in truth, they were practicing murder.
Exactly.
And this whole nightmare, it could have just stayed hidden if not for one anonymous tip.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's get into it. So our sources tell us this all kicked off in October 2023. Small Mississippi town, Wren Hollow, population under 600. Suddenly, they're in the middle of this unthinkable mystery.
Right.
It started with a 911 call late one night, and the voice, it was male, whispering. Can you read what the sources say he whispered? It's chilling.
Yeah, the reports quote him directly, whispering, "They're killing people in the woods. 9. I counted 9 bodies. Black robes. Fire." Screams, "You have to stop it."
And then the line just went dead.
Just dead.
Yeah.
And, initially authorities thought, okay, maybe a Halloween prank, a really, really grim one.
Right, timing-wise.
Exactly. But Deputy Carla Denton, she took the call, and something about it felt off to her. The details, like 9 bodies, black robes. It was too specific, maybe, not typical hoax stuff.
Okay.
So she put together a small search team. They went out to investigate this remote forest area mentioned in the call, the old ash pines. Apparently, it already had some local legends, strange stories attached to it.
Okay, so there was already some local lore about this place. And what they found, definitely not a prank. What did the sources say about that first discovery?
Well, it was just horrific. The reports describe a clearing. They found burned out candles, animal bones scattered around, these strange symbols etched into trees.
Wow.
But the worst part, a freshly dug pit. And inside, the decomposing remains of 4 people in garbage bags.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. No immediate IDs, just, fragments of cloth and these really disturbing ritual markings on their skin. Look like dried blood.
So right away, this shifts massively.
Instantly, it went from a weird phone call to a major homicide investigation, full scale.
And that kind of discovery in a tiny town like Wren Hollow, I imagine the news just exploded.
Absolutely. Turned the place into a media circus overnight. FBI agents, forensic teams, everyone descended on it.
So what were the challenges then? Once federal agencies are involved, you got this massive attention and more bodies still missing. What did the sources say?
Well, the biggest challenge highlighted in the reports was the scale of it and the ritualistic nature of the killings. Because over the next month, they found 5 more bodies. Scattered but nearby. Separate sites. And the chilling detail, the kill method was eerily similar for all 9.
How so?
Throat slashed, eyes closed, hands folded on their chest. It looked incredibly ritualistic, like planned. This wasn't random violence. It suggested, an organized group was behind it.
Okay, so that leads to the cult aspect.
Right. The investigation pretty quickly uncovered this darker truth, a group calling themselves the Black Veil Society.
The Black Veil Society.
And they've been operating in secret for years.
Yeah.
Totally off the grid, like no internet presence, no social media, nothing.
That's deliberate.
Extremely. And the sources really emphasize this off-grid thing. It shows how calculated they were, using isolation to keep control and stay hidden.
So it wasn't like, online recruitment or anything modern. This was old school, hidden.
Purely word of mouth, according to the reports. And they targeted specific people, individuals interested in the occult, and interestingly, people with a strong dislike, even hatred for modern religion.
Okay, that targeting is specific. And at the head of this society was a man named Marcus Deller.
Marcus Deller, yes. Former theology professor, he'd vanished back in 2017. There were accusations. He was accused of assaulting a student.
A theology professor.
Yeah.
That background, it seems like a pattern sometimes in these cult leader stories. Did the sources suggest how he used that?
Absolutely. It gave him a sort of veneer of legitimacy, allowed him to twist spiritual ideas people might already be familiar with. He claimed he'd communed with ancient forces on a trip to Haiti.
Go ahead.
And these forces, he preached, demanded life offerings, sacrifices. In return for power, protection, he told them death was like a path to enlightenment.
Enlightenment through murder.
Essentially. And only certain chosen souls could cross the threshold. And this had to happen during these specific blood rituals under what he called the Moon of Silence, dates tied to obscure lunar calendars he'd researched.
And these rituals.
Yeah.
Just straight up human sacrifices.
Yeah.
And people believed him. The sources say his followers bought into it completely.
Tragically, yes. We have testimony from 2 survivors who came forward later. It's chilling. One woman is quoted in the reports. She said, "He told us the blood freed them, that if we didn't follow through, the spirits would turn on us."
That's, wow. The level of fear, the psychological manipulation.
Exactly. Making escape seem even more dangerous than staying and participating.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Did she say what happened if people tried to leave?
Yes, her testimony confirmed that members who questioned or tried to leave, they just vanished.
Vanished.
And some of those missing people, they were among the 9 bodies found.
So he enforced his rules brutally.
Absolutely. It just underscores how total his control was, built on this twisted doctrine and sheer terror.
Okay, so the investigation is ongoing. They know about Deller. They know about the society. What was the breakthrough? How did they finally close in?
The big break came in February 2024. Law enforcement raided an abandoned church building just outside Wren Hollow.
An abandoned church. Fitting in a grim way.
Yeah. Inside, they found more occult symbols, an altar, and crucially, surveillance footage.
Surveillance footage.
Yeah.
In an abandoned church used by an off-grid cult.
Seems they had some internal monitoring, maybe for their own purposes. And this footage, it was key.
What did it show?
It was disturbing. There was one clip, according to the sources, showing Marcus Deller. He's standing in front of a kneeling woman chanting. Behind him, 6 figures in black robes holding candles.
Oh, man.
And then the screen just goes black. But they were able to identify the woman, Raina Moss, 26 years old. She'd been reported missing from Birmingham weeks earlier.
So that footage directly linked Deller and the cult to a specific missing person, a victim.
Undeniably. It connected the ritualistic setting, Deller, the robed figures, to a known disappearance and likely murder.
Okay, so that must have intensified the hunt for Deller himself. Where did they find him?
They finally tracked him down in May 2024. He was hiding out in a remote cabin way over in Arkansas.
And his capture? Was there a standoff?
Surprisingly, no. The sources say he surrendered without any fight at all. And apparently, he was smiling.
Smiling after all this?
Yeah. And he reportedly said something really cryptic. "You're too late. The 9th has crossed. I've opened the gate."
The 9th has crossed. I've opened the gate. What? What did the sources say about that? What gate? The 9th victim.
The reports don't offer a definitive explanation for the gate. It's still unknown. But his words? They strongly suggest he believed he'd achieved something. Completed his ritual sequence, maybe.
Like the 9th victim was the final piece for him.
That seems to be the implication. That finding the 9th body, or maybe Raina Moss being the 9th sacrifice shown on tape, was the culmination of his twisted goal, whatever that gate represented in his delusion.
Just deep, dangerous delusion. So where does that leave things now? Deller's in custody?
Yes. He's awaiting trial, facing 9 counts of first-degree murder, conspiracy, desecration of corpses. The works.
And his followers, the Black Veil Society members.
Mostly vanished. The sources mention speculations. Some think they've just gone deeper underground. Others worry they might have become victims themselves. Sacrificed, too.
So the case is still technically active.
Very much so. Deller hasn't said another word since that cryptic message at his arrest. And there's always the haunting question. Are there more victims out there that they just haven't found yet?
Right. Unknowns remain. But what is absolutely clear, and what these sources really drive home, is the devastating impact on the town, Wren Hollow, and especially on those 9 families, just struggling to comprehend how their loved ones got drawn into something so evil.
It's a stark reminder looking at these sources. This deep dive really shows how thin that line between belief and, well, madness can be.
Yeah.
And how in the wrong hands, with that calculated isolation we talked about, belief itself just becomes a weapon, a truly horrific one.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How did people get to that point where his promises, however twisted, seemed more real or more important than basic humanity? And what did he think he was opening with that gate? It's definitely a powerful reminder for all of us, you know.
Hmm.
Stay curious, yes, but also question things. Really try to understand the sources behind the beliefs people hold, especially when the cost is so horrifyingly high.
Well said. And we hope this deep dive, looking through these different reports and accounts, has helped give you a clearer picture of this complex and disturbing case. Maybe offered some of those aha moments, those insights, without, feeling too overwhelmed by the darkness of it all.
Absolutely. Until next time, keep digging, keep learning, and keep asking the big questions.